Hello. Good morning. This is day 5 of my week-long series about what to do if you lose access to your kids. And there was a question that came in yesterday that I'd like to address, which was, how do you get a 90-day change of custody in order to do reunification therapy? And I promised to address that briefly today, whatever I know about it. Which is not a huge amount because I didn't go through this myself. But what I understand is that in order for a judge to grant such a request, there has to be some kind of emergency child protection issue that you can bring before the courts. You have to be able to show or prove some kind of severe ongoing physical or psychological abuse. And I believe that this process is obviously very expensive. It is a long court process to get to where you could achieve something like that. You end up with kids, most of the time, you end up with kids who actually don't want to be with you and they don't want to go to therapy. And that is a very fraught time for a family, to have kids around who don't want to be there. And you get weighed down with so much negative energy. It's a lot of negative energy fighting in the courts and, being in the fight mode, as I call it, with the other party. My advice, and I freely admit that this is my unconventional point of view, so thanks for indulging me, but I think that it better serves everybody for you to just get on with becoming the kind of dad who is absolutely attractive, in quotation marks, irresistible, so irresistible that you bring your children towards you on a kind of tractor beam of positive vibrations. And I'm guessing that you might actually have a mistaken idea about what that kind of attractive dad looks like. I can tell you that your kids don't want a dad who lets them get away with everything. Surprise. They don't want a dad who just gives them more and more stuff. They don't want a dad who allows them to treat him badly. It's not what they actually want. This is what I call knee-jerk parenting. And it's not the kind of parenting that makes you feel proud of yourself, right? I think you can understand what I'm talking about. It's not the kind of parenting that you feel proud about. But those things are habits. If you're doing them, they're habits that can be changed. So I'm going to talk today specifically about, I'm not going to review the first 4 days as I've been doing. If this is interesting for you, go back and watch those days again. Okay. If you need the link for the replays, whoops. If you need a link for the replays, just get in touch with me and I'll be happy to send them to you. Hang on. Sorry, I have to make sure that I'm still in view here. Go ahead and comment. Oh, thank you. Thanks for that. I'm glad you're enjoying this. So put your comments in and I'll be happy to get on them. Okay. The first thing I'm going to say is to take advantage of the of what nature is already providing. And as a dad, you have a distinct advantage in that your role as a father becomes more and more valuable to your children as they get older. And I'm not saying that mothers are ever, dispensable or not valuable, but in terms of the developmental need for the mother function figure and the father function, as kids get older and closer to adulthood, they crave more from the father function in their life, whoever provides that for them. So, and men and women can be providing both the mother and father functions, but I'm talking about a kind of uh, deep developmental issues. The father function being about charisma and challenge and competition and a drive and the things that you take out into the world with you. So, there's an advantage. Your kids are going to naturally want to get more from you, and you can learn how to access that piece. I'm going to suggest that you stay in yourself, stay grounded in a place of responsibility rather than a place of your rights as a parent. It's infinitely more powerful to work from a feeling of responsibility of what you have a duty to do for your kids rather than what's fair or what's your right, because actually nobody cares if you haven't noticed yet what your rights are. Your rights can be easily trampled, but nobody can stand between you and the discharge of your responsibilities. So you can take 100% responsibility for that. Don't give away your power to the court system. The court system is broken. We know that very, very well. The court system is not, by and large, serving anybody except the people who profit from it. So unless there's actual criminal activity or the risk of criminal activity happening to your children, that they are at risk of harm in some way, don't just give away your power there. You can do better. You actually can. You don't want to end up with a situation that the courts grant, mandatory visits from a child who doesn't want to see you. Like, what do you do with that? Where do you go with that? That's just adding further damage onto your situation. I want you to remember the analogy that I gave back in day one of this series about, how you take it when your kid throws up in your car, right? Nobody takes it personally. I mean, it's terrible. You have to clean it up. It smells bad, whatever. It's bad, but it's not a reflection on your self-worth. It's not a reflection on what kind of parent you are, right? So keep this in mind, that when you have kids who are rejecting you, it's like they're puking in your car. It's bad, but don't let it be about your self-esteem. I want you to seriously consider using all the tools that I already elaborated in days 1 to 4 of this week. And if you feel nervous about doing that, call me. Okay, book a call with me. I'll block out some time with you, and I'd be happy to work with you. And at the end of our session, you'll either have everything you need to move forward, or you'll know if I'm the right person to help you, achieve your goals and restore your relationship with your child. I suggest that you keep photos of your child on display and talk to them regularly as if they were with you. I know, maybe that sounds crazy, but it's going to help you. It's going to help you maintain an energetic connection with them. And, I'm sorry if this sounds kind of flaky. I left it for day 5 because I wanted to focus on, more traditional routes in the first 5 days, but these things are really important. I learned a lot about this from learning animal communication techniques. There are people who are really good at communicating with animals, and these are just techniques that anybody can practice and get good at. One of them is called flow writing. And flow writing is when you just, sit with a journal and allow your child to write to you and tell you what they're thinking or how they're feeling. You can ask them simple questions, how's it going in your mind, and let them answer about how they're feeling. And you might be surprised with how connected that makes you feel. You can ask them, How can I best help you right now? You'll get some good answers. Just imagine that you're staying beside your child, that you're walking beside them through this difficult time. Okay? Even if they can't talk to you, you can imagine and visualize and feel that you are walking beside them through life. Let them see that you never give up on them. Let them see that all of those techniques that I described in days 1 to 4 are things that are going to help you to convey to your child that you're not giving up on them, that you love them the same, even if they can't receive it from you right now. And don't forget that this is not about seeing your child return your love. This is about seeing that they can allow themselves to accept your love. That's what's important to you now, okay? You don't need them to return your love as a parent. That's a little bit self-serving. And that might sound weird because I know it's very hard. It's very hard for you to not feel that you're being loved in return. But your job as a parent is to know that they can receive love from you. That's what you want to know, to receive it, to benefit from what you have to give them. I want you to stay accountable to a bigger vision of what you want as a parent. To let go of what anyone else thinks about what you're doing, because it's none of their business, right? There's two kinds of business, my business and none of my business. There's no such thing as kind of my business. So stay accountable to your biggest vision of what you want for your kids and what you want for your impact in their lives, because that's what's going to propel you forward. And if all of this challenges your way of seeing the world, if what I'm talking about today challenges you, if you're feeling resistance to these ideas, then that's bringing you closer to understanding the kind of resistance that your child is having right now. Okay? Because they're having the same feeling of resistance around seeing their options in a different light. They can't quite get themselves to do it. They can't wrap their heads around it to see that you're not the bad person that you've been made out to be. They can't believe in a reality where mom and dad can both be okay, even though they don't agree. They can't see the possibility of it. So if this feels, if you're feeling resistance to working on this energetic level because it's outside of your idea of reality, now you get what they're going through and you have something more in common with them. Okay? I would say stop allowing yourself to be comforted by people who believe the same story you're already telling yourself. It's comforting, but it's not getting you anywhere. You need to hear from people who challenge your way of seeing the world. I hope that makes sense. So I would say, here's a challenge. Don't fight about custody. Don't fight about custody. Get on with doing what you need to do to discharge your responsibility as a father. That's a whole different feeling. Be creative about that. Never stop trying. Never stop trying. You can take a break. And I've talked about this before. I don't know if I said it already this week. Yes, you can take a break when you're tired and you don't have it in you. But it's a very long game, and never stop trying to find the ways that work. Let others help you find the ways that work best for your situation. So I hope this was helpful. I hope this week of short videos was helpful. Once again, if you need links for the replays, just message me. I'll be happy to send that to you, okay? I encourage you to think and work outside the box on this kind of problem and to try all the tips that I shared this week. And if you want help with this, give me a shout, okay? I work with dads who are ready to be challenged and who don't want to give away their power to a broken system and who want to learn to activate the connection that they still have with their kids, even if they feel like it's gone. to reactivate the connection that still exists with your kids, to restore those unbreakable bonds for strong lifetime relationships, family relationships. So that's it for this week and for today. Here's my here's my link again. You're very welcome to reach out and book a call with me. I'd be very happy to block off some time and do whatever I can for you. Okay? So look forward to hearing from you. Thanks again for watching.